Welcome to the Dreamer Center, located on the edge of Antigua, Guatemala. The Dreamer Center is the main campus of the God's Child Project in Guatemala. Founded in 1991 by Patrick Atkinson, the project's original mission was to simply educate abandoned and orphaned children in Antigua. The God's Child Project has grown over the past 2 decades to feed, clothe, educate, and provide medical, dental, and psychological care to thousands of children in Guatemala, as well as help their families and communities break the bitter chains of generational poverty. The goals of the God's Child Project is to address children's basic needs, alleviating the immediate pressures of poverty, while supporting their education, a long-term solution to poverty. The past 2 decades has seen incredible growth in the God's Child Project, from humble beginnings in an abandoned farmhouse to its current capacity, serving 12,000 Guatemalans with 4 locations throughout Antigua. The God's Child Project continues to grow in Guatemala and its other locations in El Salvador, India, Malawi, Africa, and the United States. Thousands of volunteers and generous benefactors from around the globe provide the funding and donations to continue expanding services to orphaned, abandoned, and poor on 3 continents and growing. The Dreamer Center is located on what used to be Antigua's garbage dump. Slowly, over 15 years and many generous donations, the project has bought 28 individual pieces of land and carefully constructed the buildings that stand today. Just as important as structural security, each space around the Dreamer Center emphasizes functionality, creativity, and a sense of tranquility. Running water can be heard all over campus. A dedicated landscaping staff ensures dozens of varieties of plants around campus continue to grow and blossom.
One of the largest buildings at the Dreamer Center is our primary school. There are currently 240 children enrolled in the Dreamer Center school. The kids, ages 5 to 12, come from some of the most challenging cases that the project has. However, using an incentive-based scholarship program and keeping a closer eye on these children, the graduation rate at the Dreamer Center school is 96%, compared to the national average of 50%. Students with good grades earn extra scholarship money, encouraging families to invest more in their child's education. Students are kept in class all day, while most Guatemalan children only attend school for half of the day. Lastly, our social work department, a vital bridge between the God's Child Project and the community, investigate when students are absent from classes, encouraging higher attendance rates. Students receive 3 nutritious meals a day, with fresh produce being brought in every day by our donation department.
The donations department works with farms, plantations, food cooperatives, restaurants, and corporations in Guatemala to bring in a constant stream of in-kind donations. Each year, the God's Child Project uses or distributes thousands of dollars worth of fresh fruits and vegetables, dry goods, clothing and shoes, bedding, school supplies, medicines, and much more. Every day, the donations department brings in pickup trucks filled with these items. The fresh produce left over at the end of the week is distributed to women active in our Mothers Club, ensuring that their children have plenty of healthy food to last the weekend. The Mothers Club is a weekly women's empowerment group that meets at the Dreamer Center. The club is quite popular with over 500 active members. The club is a place for poor, uneducated, often abandoned mothers to connect over their common struggles and dreams. They learn about everything from personal hygiene to philosophy, thanks to our own on-staff psychologist. The Psychology Clinic provides counseling services to children who have suffered physical, emotional, or sexual abuse, including human trafficking victims. The psychologist also provides counseling to family members requiring emotional or mental assistance. The Dreamer Center also hosts a medical and dental clinic, which treat patients here at the center and also through field clinics in rural Mayan villages. The Atkinson Family Clinic provides affordable health care to children and their family members. This clinic also offers services to the community. Fees and payments are based on a sliding, needs-based scale. The Atkinson Family Clinic has an on-site pharmacy, well stocked with donated medicines and medical supplies. Many children suffer from chronic but easily treatable diseases like bronchitis and stomach parasites. Through early detection and meticulous follow-up care, we are able to treat these ailments and offer our children a fresh, healthy start.
Five minutes away at Casa Jackson Center for Malnourished Infants, our youngest children are getting a healthy start at life. Guatemala has one of the highest childhood malnutrition rates in the world and the highest in Latin America. Through field clinics and referrals from local hospitals, Casa Jackson provides intensive rehabilitation up to 20 children at a time. A nutritionist, pediatrician, and experienced nursing staff provide individualized recovery plans for each child specific to their needs. Our tiny patients also receive constant attention from an international volunteer base of huggers and holders. Clocking in over 275 volunteer hours a week, the love and attention helps the children recover faster and better. Since opening in October of 2008, Casa Jackson has successfully rehabilitated over 175 children. After leaving Casa Jackson, children and their families receive ongoing care and education. Some of the babies coming to Casa Jackson have survived off of coffee and tortillas because their parents simply don't know any better. The success of our follow-up care hinges on educating each family about parenting, nutrition, and disease. By focusing on family education, only 5% of our patients return for further rehabilitation.
A great way to drastically reduce the transfer of these dangerous bacteria is as simple as installing a cement floor in each home. Many Guatemalans live without adequate housing, leaving them vulnerable to parasites and other health problems, as well as mudslides during the rainy season. Service teams travel from abroad to build safe, dignifying homes for families on our year-long waiting list. The project has built more than 1,000 homes since 1991. In 2010, 30 service teams traveled to Antigua to volunteer their time and provide safe housing for 95 families lucky enough to receive it.
Many of the homes we have built are located on the steep hill behind our school, the Scheel Center, a technical and vocational institute for children and teens getting a late start at their education. Located in one of the roughest neighborhoods in Jocotenango, the goal of the Scheel Center is to provide students with skills to obtain meaningful employment after graduation. Many of the 153 students currently enrolled at the Scheel Center come from very troubled backgrounds, participating in gangs and prostitution, and education is their only hope to breaking that cycle of poverty and violence. Starting or returning to school later in life, Scheel Center students are on an accelerated track, accomplishing all 5 years of primary education in just 3.
Many children stay with the project in different capacities long after graduation. 1/3 of our Guatemalan employees are graduates of the program. Luis Bedoya, once a troubled boy Patrick helped raise, is one of the many examples of this continued loyalty to the project. After serving in the Guatemalan Army, Luis returned to the God's Child Project to give back to his people and community by working in the project-run Santa Madre homeless shelter. The Santa Madre homeless shelter is open 365 days a year and offers about 80 people a hot meal, a shower, and a safe place to sleep every night. Working in partnership with a local chapter of Alcoholics Anonymous, we offer refuge to alcoholics, drug addicts, and glue sniffers. In a separate section of the homeless shelter, young families and the elderly who have lost their homes through bad weather or bad luck can sleep in peace.